Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another show. We've got the playoff semi-finals to preview. What we're going to do here is we're going to preview the ties basically, and we'll review them when the ties are over because there's such a small gap between the games. On Wednesday we've got Treaty and Waterford. We've got Longford and Galway. Second leg on Saturday, Waterford and Treaty, Galway and Longford. So we'll start off with Treaty and Waterford. Markets Field. Obviously, this is on Wednesday, but we've got the two legs, obviously, key coming up. And obviously, Treaty have had a very good season, managed to get into the playoffs. They're up against it over two legs against Waterford, I think. If it was one match, I think it's a different story, but over two legs, you have to fancy Waterford, surely.
Yeah, out of both games, I think
Yeah,
Waterford are the clear favourites. I don't
I
think it's a
think.
clear favourite in the other game, but I think given the form that Waterford are in at the moment, they've gone to a semi-final of the Cup. I know Treaty have as well, but
Yeah.
Waterford, I actually felt had a chance against Shells, whereas I didn't feel Treaty had a chance against Derry.
Mm.
But this game, I think it might be one step too far for Tommy Barrett's men. And as you say, if they had if it was a one-off game in a neutral venue or whatever, Treaty might have a chance.
Mm.
But unfortunately, the firepower that Waterford have is far superior than the firepower that Treaty have. Even though Enda Curran has done so well for them this season,
I think he's
I just
19
think,
goals in all competitions. Is that right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
believe. Yeah, yeah.
fantastic. And he has kind of carried Treaty this season with his goals, whereas all the goals have been spread around the pitch with Waterford. And
Mm.
I feel sorry for Treaty because even last season, going into the playoff game, I think they play UCD last season, if I'm
Mm.
correct. There, yeah, they did, and they were kind of in the tie, and then it went away from them. And I just if they had a couple more players that have a little bit more experience in
Mm.
particular games like this, they might have had a chance. But I can't see anything but a Waterford win here, and I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say I think Waterford could win over the tie. I think they could win 3 or 4 nil.
Yeah, I think that's funny enough. You should mention that because Gavin, I was thinking to myself there just before I came to you that Treaty probably have to. I know people say don't lose, but I think realistically they have to win at home to have a chance, in my personal opinion. But Waterford could easily go there and potentially, I'm not saying they will, but potentially finish the tie as such in the first leg. And I think Waterford will be looking to try and do that, if I'm honest with you, pretty much. But Treaty, obviously in these games, Treaty, can be dogged and they might, play a defensive game and keep it tight and things like that. And they will have to do that. There's no doubt against Waterford's attacking prowess, but they're going to have to try and find a way to win over two legs. And certainly, I think the home game surely has to be the opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah, Keith. And again, we're just saying it in a sense that it's with no disrespect to Treaty, but I think they're coming up against a team that are, they're just too good attacking wise. They just have that bit of quality extra, and like to be fair to Treaty as well, like they surprised me in the FA Cup semi final. I thought Derry would have beat them comfortably, but they only lost by the odd goal. So they're going to have to they're going to have to pull it out of the bag in the home game if they can. And as Keith alluded to there as well, I think like that, if Waterford get away from it all early days in the game and markets feel like, they could hit a couple of goals against them. And, effectively, unfortunately, the tie could be over after the first leg. Waterford, to be fair to them, I think, and outside of all of this, I think they deserve to be in the Premier Division. So I think if Treaty can get a draw at home without being disrespectful, it'll be a good result for them. It really will. Like,
You think they'll win handy enough over two legs, Keith?
I
Waterford.
do. I can't see any like what they need to do. They need to pack the Markets Field to to give Waterford a bit of intimidation. Waterford will bring a handy crowd. That stand they have at the back of the goal that'd be full with Waterford fans. So you'd hope. But yeah, no. I mean, I think I'm being nice saying 4-0. I think it could be possibly 3-0 in both games. I just they're too strong, Keith, and the form they're in the league, they're just way too strong. And yeah, unfortunately for Treaty, and I hate saying it because I actually like what Treaty have done the last 2 years.
Gavin, do you fancy Waterford strongly over two legs as well?
yeah, big time, Keith. Again, it's just they're just going to be way too good for Treaty, I think, unfortunately. And as I said, like if Treaty got a draw out of the first game, I think it would be good. It would be a good result. But you know, you're just looking at pure quality here, and that's the difference. It's no disrespect to Treaty. It's just Waterford have too much quality and too much firepower. And you know, like again, Sean Lean said it a couple of weeks ago as well. Like they brought in a couple of players, and as he said, Luce has scored a couple of goals from there as well. And you know, you've the likes him then to come in and he's scoring goals. So they're just too good attacking, and I just think that they'll. I think they'll like. If Treaty got a 2-2 draw at home, it'd be a good result. But as I said, if Waterford score early in this game, you know, it could be, you know, it effectively could be done in the first leg.
Yeah, I agree. I think I fancy Waterford strongly as well. Longford and Galway, and I think this is a very intriguing tie, to be honest, over the two legs. And I know Longford are home in the first leg, but this is different than away, Keith, because I think even if Longford, say, were to draw in the first leg, I don't think it's over. And even arguably a narrow defeat, I just have a weird feeling with this one that home and away might make a huge difference as such.
Yeah, look, people are probably sick of me saying this, but I'm going back to last year's playoff. The two same managers are involved. Obviously, Gary's with a different club. Neil on the Carlisle and Bray went up there, scored a goal and kind of shut up shop almost. And Gary Cronin's teams don't concede a lot of goals, so he'll probably be hoping to do the same. They've rested players in the last couple of weeks. They'll be fresh, you'd hope. Although if I was a manager, I wanted my players to be playing going into a playoff, so you're match fit. But Dylan Barnett didn't play. I know Luke Dennison was not dropped; he was rested. So there's a couple of players there that have had a bit of rest, and Gary will be counting on those guys to step up. You're right; it probably doesn't matter home and away what will happen. I think Bray's team last year that went into playoff against Galway were stronger than the Longford team this season, but the Galway team are also stronger this season than it was last season as well. So it's going to be quite tight, I think. I think Gary will definitely be happy to be going to MEDC, still in the tie, and I think he will be in the tie. I think Longford will be in the tie because you know Galway's form the last couple of weeks hasn't been good, so John Caulfield will be looking for a lot of his players to step up to the play here and give them one final hurrah for the season, you know.
Yeah, Gavin, like Galway've no momentum going into this game. Let's be honest. I think the pressure is seriously on them.
Yeah, definitely. I was only thinking that 2 seconds ago, just as Keith finished chatting, I was saying like that the form just isn't with Galway at the moment, and you know, like we've said, like you know, for a team that has quality, you know, it's not happening from the last couple of weeks. So like Longford, you know, are quietly probably confident behind the scenes in this game, and I think Longford are going to win at home anyway. And I think it could be similar to a couple of weeks ago where I watched Galway and they must have done 10 chances in the game. I think it was against Wexford and they couldn't score one of them, you know, or like they had 10 chances and they scored one or something. But I think it's going to be the same in Longford. I think they'll have loads of chances. They just can't put them away. And I think Galway Longford will take their chances. And I'm going to go with a 3-1 Longford win at home.
Ooh.
So who do you think is going to come through the tie, Gavin? What's your prediction?
Do the away goals count? No. Extra time and penalties, is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Longford. I'm going to go over the two legs. I'm going to go 3-1 at home and they lose 2-1 in DC Park.
So you think Longford. Keith, do you think Longford will go through?
Jesus, Gavin, I think you're being very nice at the 3-1 there. I don't think Longford have that amount of goals in them. I think this is going all the way. I think we could see extra time and penalties here. And that may suit Longford as well, you know, because, you know, MEDC is a tough old place to go to get a result. Although teams in the last couple of weeks, Bray and Athlone, have done that. So, you know, Gary Cronin will be looking at that and saying, we can get a result there, you know. So if Longford can get something out of the first leg and then hang on to it, there's no better person in the league to have a team to shut up shop than Gary Cronin. I think Longford get a result this week that they, as I said, they'll have no better man to show them how to shut up shop, and you know. But I'm going to say it's gone to penalties. I just think it's too close to call. Given Galway's form, earlier on the season might have went with a Galway win, but I just think it's gone to penalties. It'll be 1-0 and 1-0 for both legs, either side.
And who's going to go through? He's trying to chicken out of it, Gavin, is he?
The ref.
Who is the better penalty takers?
Who's the best goalkeepers of penalties?
Look, I'm gonna go with our ex manager. I think Longford will go through.
I'm going to go with Longford. Yeah, I'm going to go. I think that's 3 of us gone for Longford, because I'm going for Longford as well. I just feel that momentum is a huge thing when you come into the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying Longford are coming in with massive momentum, but Galway, full-time team, a lot of pressure, spent a lot of money. Caulfield, high-profile manager, expected a challenge for the title. I think there's a lot. I think pressure-wise, it's a serious amount of pressure on Galway. I don't think Longford are even expecting to go up themselves, and didn't expect to go up this season. So I think the pressure, I'm not sure how Galway can turn it on all of a sudden, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
But that's the difference, Keith. There's pressure on Caulfield. There's not necessarily pressure on Cronin or
I
Longford.
think that might make a difference as well. If Galway were coming in with a bit of form or whatever, I might kind of think Galway, but you've got that pressure and the lack of form. And there's no pressure on Longford. I still think if Longford were beating the first leg, that they could potentially still go through, to be honest with you, because there isn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way goals, penalties, whatever. But I think Longford might go through here. So that's 3 of us gone for Longford, 3 of us gone for Waterford. So guys, that means that clearly Galway and Treaty are going through. So guys at home, put your money on Galway and Treaty to go through. We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts. Who's going to win? Brilliant stuff. Subscribe, hit your bell notification button. And lads, thanks again for coming on. Brilliant.
Cheers.